Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans. It's not Monday, which is really, really good news. It's going to feel like it all day, but we put Monday behind us yesterday. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. So we celebrated labor unions, essentially. It's kind of who put it together for us.
That was the only bone that Grover Cleveland tossed to the socialist labor movement in America.
Yeah.
To give us a holiday. So,
got a 3-day weekend out of it.
All right.
What the heck? I'll take it.
Cool.
And we did. College football returned over the weekend in a big way. I mean, it was really the week before that. They call it week 0, where some teams played, but everybody was in action over the weekend. And Colorado won its first game with Deion Sanders as head coach.
Good stuff. They look good.
Buffaloes came to the Metroplex here. They were in Fort Worth to play TCU, who, of course, played for the national championship last year. But
technically they did.
Yeah, technically. They got crushed. Was it 63-7 or something?
I don't know.
It was ugly. 66-7, maybe?
Let's see here.
Anyway, Colorado won the game. Is it 38-35? That's what this says. I don't think it was.
No,
it was like 45-42, I think.
Exactly.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
After the game, Deion had some words for a reporter he doesn't like.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, boss? You believe that? You hold on. Oh, no. Do you believe that?
Edward or ESPN.
Huh? Oh, no. I read through that bull junk you wrote down. I read through that. I sifted through all that. Yeah. Oh, no. Come on. Do you believe? You don't believe.
You don't believe?
You just answered it. You don't believe. Next question.
Okay, it's one game, Deion. It's one game. He might regret all of this bravado, or maybe he'll back it up all season. I don't know, but
he was not humble after that game.
Oh my, no.
That was
no.
That was rough.
Yeah, he rubbed it in everybody's face. Of course, he was probably pissed because everybody thought, okay, you're insane to replace your entire team through the transfer portal. You replaced everybody. I think 73 players through the transfer portal, and it seems like he did a pretty decent job with it.
I mean, they went 1-10 last year.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I guess some changes needed to be made there. But after that game, man,
I think it was 1-11 actually. 1-11.
Oh, 1-11. Sorry.
Yeah,
I can't add.
But
know this.
Still, and then to win the first game out of the chute against a really good opponent, that's impressive.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, that was stunning, the performance.
You hope it ends there because they play Nebraska this week.
They're going to hang 50 on us.
Oh, jeez.
But his son set the single-game passing record for University of Colorado with 510 passing yards.
Yeah.
And
wow.
That's Shedeur Sanders. But then his other son, Shiloh Sanders, led the team in tackles.
Jeez.
And this kid, Travis Hunter, is insane. He played, how many snaps was it?
145? 145, yeah, somewhere in there.
Because he played cornerback and wide receiver.
Incredible.
He made an incredible pick.
Yeah.
At a very timely moment in the game.
It probably saved the game for him.
Well,
I mean, because they lost by 3. So if you score a touchdown there, that changes things. So, I don't know. It's pretty amazing. I guess this kid loves football so much, and Deion said he gets bored if he's sitting on the sidelines.
Travis Hunter?
Yeah.
I think that's your Heisman frontrunner at this moment.
Yeah.
Just based on that performance. But, Colorado hosts Nebraska on Saturday. That's going to be fun.
Won't that be fun?
Can't wait.
It'd be something, though, if Nebraska ends the bravado week 2. That would be something else. Meanwhile, Urban Meyer, who's a part of Fox's college football coverage, was spotted talking to a young woman. Check this out.
Watch the left side. Watch the left side here. Keep watching. They're coming back from break. And whoa, hey, baby, what's up?
Hey,
I got to get back on the set here. I mean,
he's continually caught with his hand in the cookie jar, isn't he?
Stop.
He was with some. Wow. He was with somebody at a bar too, or something.
Oh yeah,
right?
man, he's everywhere with women.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
that's his thing.
That's his thing.
got that dog in him. I mean, he just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So, Urban Meyer. Some things never change. Welcome back to college football season, everybody. Yeah, but that thing on Dion, I mean, that in the course of 3 hours turned from a feel-good story into, all right.
I know.
Stop.
Relax a bit.
And make it
It's
about
one game.
the kids, you know?
Yeah.
It was, like you said, at the press conference, it was just...
Oh, he's got an ego. Mm-hmm. We've always known that.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that was a fun takeaway is that his son, who's the quarterback, went to a like one of these football camps. Because remember, Dion lived here and everything, and it was hosted by the TCU offensive coordinator. And according to Dion, his son felt slighted because he didn't get any attention. He just kind of shoved him off to the side, and so apparently when they saw, TCU is going to be our first opponent, that'll be fun. They've had this state circled for a while now. So.
Oh, boy. Wow. Okay.
But, yeah,
Interesting.
I'm glad that there was a fun team to watch. Sure was.
Yeah.
Let's just...
That was a heck of a game.
Pull back on the attitude a little bit here. Be humble and keep it going. I'd like to see you be successful.
Humility's not really in his repertoire, I don't think. But we'll see. We'll see if maybe Nebraska humbles him. We'll see. Meanwhile, BYU won a really ugly game. Really one of the worst wins I've ever been through, probably.
Yeah, but see,
so frustrating.
That's got to feel good a little bit. That you play like crap and still shut them out.
Right, but
14
the defense played great. The defense held them to under 200 yards for the game. They beat him 14-0. It's Sam Houston, who just joined the ranks of the highest level of college football, the FBS, this year. But they've won national championships in FCS. I'm trying to console myself with that. We'll see.
Okay,
we'll see, but it was a terrible showing.
Yeah, well, hang on a second. Pat had Harmony's Humor sent this little note to make you feel good. BYU beat an FBS team by 14 points. Utah beat an FBS team by 13 points. So... That help?
Yeah,
that help? Not in help.
No, because
that was Florida, right?
One FBS team was Sam Houston, the other Florida. So
look, we're just trying to help here.
I appreciate that. I do. Before we get into the more weighty and meatier matters, also here's a sad note not a good weekend to be a famous musician.
Right.
Jimmy Buffett died. He was battling some kind of cancer, right?
Rare skin cancer. For 4 years he battled that. Yeah.
So, Jimmy Buffett gone.
It'll be all right. Come Monday.
So good. This is such a great song.
Spent four
lonely days in a brown LA haze.
And I just want you back by my side.
Nice. This is probably the more memorable.
Wasting away again in Margaritaville.
Yeah. So there was Jimmy Buffett. There was Gary Wright of Dreamweaver fame. And of course, Love is Alive. And then also Steve Harwell, who's only 56 years old.
Yeah.
He had was it cancer for him too?
Liver failure at the end.
Liver failure brought on by alcohol.
Well, he had a heart condition for 10 years.
Did he?
That really affected his health in many ways. So,
but you might remember him from Smash Mouth's hit.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
And of course, Walking on the Sun, which thought I had.
Might as well be
something like
walking
this.
on the sun.
Okay.
As for Gary Wright, 80 years old, had Parkinson's and Alzheimer's.
Oh,
yeah, and
that sucks.
Also over the weekend was former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, who was 75.
What did he die of?
I've yet to see. I just saw he died in his sleep.
Oh, man.
So that one I don't know, the cause of death.
Was he vaccinated?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just making sure. I'm not that has anything to do with anything. I was just wondering.
Just wondering if he was a responsible citizen.
Yes. While living, was he responsible? Did he do the right thing? Speaking of COVID, Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, has contracted COVID-19. She tested positive Meanwhile, Joe tested negative. Is that a crappy test?
I have a theory on this one.
Do you?
Remember about a week ago, we saw old man Biden
coughing into his... Yep.
He's at the school. I want to know if there's a COVID outbreak at that school. That's what I want to know. Let's find out the name of that school, and I'm going to do a new search.
Okay. That would be fascinating.
But, the old man, they're not going to test him because...
No, they're not.
And then I guarantee...
Although they said he tested negative.
Well, yeah, after you've had it that long ago, a week ago.
Okay.
Now he's not going to test positive for it.
Or they don't sleep in the same room.
Or they don't sleep in the same room.
Which is possible as well.
Yeah, but I mean, don't test. Don't get tested, y'all. Stop. Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We've got video later to show you why you should never, ever, ever get tested.
Okay. And before he left the White House for yet another vacation, Joe Biden told us what the unemployment rate is.
Now, the unemployment rate has been below 14% for the last 19 months.
Wow, that's good.
The longest stretch in over 50 years.
Congratulations, Joe. Under 14%. Man. Such an idiot.
No,
he didn't even catch it.
No.
It's under 14%. That's really good. Because if it was over 14%, that would be bad. But it isn't. So that's good.
So
it's under 4% is no doubt what he meant to say.
Yeah, it's 3.8%. However, Zero Hedge pointed something out here. Every single monthly jobs number, has been revised lower when nobody's looking.
Oh.
So in other words, they come out, he does this little, it's under 14%. And then when nobody's paying attention, the Bureau of Labor Statistics goes, and we're going to revise that number down. Like the last one just went from 187,000 down to 157,000 jobs. So.
Wow. That's 30,000 difference. That's a pretty
They're playing
big
this game. They've done it every single monthly payroll in the last 3 years. So there you go. Jeez. Revising it downward when no one's paying attention. I also wanted to point out this great tweet by Simon Ateba, the reporter who's over there from Africa, and it gets ignored constantly by KJP. This tweet that he had a tweet after that event there. In the White House Rose Garden, minutes ago, after President Biden's remarks, he began with an explosive statement blasting Trump for leaving fewer jobs than he found, then contradicted himself by saying that we just went through the biggest economic crisis due to COVID. He left me confused. So, there you go.
He's so bad.
He sucks.
Oh, man.
Joe Biden.
He made a visit to Florida also, where he explained why, after 7 months, he still hasn't made it to East Palestine, Ohio.
You said in March that you would go to East Palestine, Ohio. You came here. How come you haven't gone to East Palestine yet?
Well, I haven't had the occasion to go to East Palestine. There's a lot going on here, and I just haven't been able to break. I was thinking whether I'd go to East Palestine this week, but I was reminded I've got to go literally around the world. I'm going from Washington to India to Vietnam and so it's going to be a while.
Well, first I'm going to Delaware.
We're making sure that East Palestine has what they need materially in order to deal with their problems.
Is it Palestine or Palestine?
It's Palestine.
That's what I thought.
And the old man just went along with the reporter's mispronunciation.
Yep. Jeez, man.
That's got to be the worst answer.
He's too busy.
I haven't had a chance.
He's only been on vacation 40% of the time, and he's too busy to visit East Palestine. He just doesn't care. He doesn't give a rat's anus about American citizens. No, he doesn't care. Now, if they changed their name to East Ukraine, I'm sure he'd have been there multiple times by now.
Oh, he would have sent plenty of assistance there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's...
might have delivered it himself, actually.
That's gross.
That's...
To be like, I haven't had time.
It's despicable, especially on the day that it comes out. He's been on vacation 40% of the time. At least on the day that it came out in the mainstream press. A lot of people were talking about it last week. And sure enough, he immediately went back on vacation. He's up in Delaware again, where he says his vacation home is not a vacation home. Okay. He's not on vacation right now. He's working hard in Rehoboth at his beach house. Well, that's because, though, the Secret Service just torn up his house, I guess, to make it more secure. Okay. All right. So he's got no choice. He's got nowhere to go but his $3 million beach home in Delaware. So get off his back, would you please? Would you please get off his back? Meanwhile, if you have odors in your home that you just can't get rid of, now you can. You can get rid of anything that is offensive smell-wise, like litter box odor. People won't even know you have pets when they come in. Cooking odors, or, there's also, this is a great way to get rid of bacteria floating around and viruses. Kills those. With O3 technology, it's the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. Gets rid of the odors, gets rid of the bacteria. I mean, even tough things like cigarette smoke, trash cans, mildewy smell from basements. It starts working in seconds, too. I've shown you this a couple of times. You pull out the plug, plug it in, and then here's the really complicated part.
What do you do now?
Because you go up to this little thing right here, this
How am I
little
supposed
knob,
to remember this?
and you twist it.
Okay. All right.
And then it's on.
So.
And Pat, the best thing is you can charge those and put them on your gym bag.
Oh.
I've been doing that with my student.
Okay.
I just turn it on, put it on his gym bag. Smell is gone.
That's awesome. That's really great. All right, so got a great deal on them too for you right now. You can save $200 on 3 thunderstorms for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com, enter the discount code PAT. EDEN, EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT, and shipping is free.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Somehow this person, this decrepit old coot, is still in office, has not been impeached yet, but the chatter continues. Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted this out. So, because remember, they teased us before their break that, hey, when we get back, when we get back from the August break, oh man,
what?
We're going to take care of some business. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, things are going to get done. Heads are going to roll.
Okay.
So,
let's see her tweet.
MTG tweets this out. It's time to require Joe Biden to show all communications in his name and aliases. All bank account statements, sources of income, visitor log and meeting details from Delaware homes, all cell phones and email communications, and list of prescription medications that mask his mental decline, because we're about to vote to an open impeachment inquiry.
Better.
I love that. She, say what you will about her, but she has been great. She's bold, she's brash, she's brave. I like what she's doing.
Speaker of the House. How about that?
I'm not opposed to that.
Which, by the way, McCarthy says, all right, I'll release the videos from January 6th after telling us for 8 months that, okay, we're going to. And finally, he got pressure from the right that says, okay, if you don't do this, we're going to take matters into our own hands. So
finally,
we'll see. He's saying now that any media outlet. So let's go.
He said that already.
I know.
Remember? We said, okay, us please, we'll take it. We'll take it right here. Jeez.
So we'll see.
I mean, I'm willing to go over that. Dumb as I am, I'm willing to go over it for you, okay? And we'll share it. We'll share it with all of our listeners and viewers, and let's just let the chips fall where they may. Send it to Glenn. Send it to me. Send it to Stu. We'll play them on all those shows. Chad Prather. I'll bet Jason would probably play it. Jason Whitlock.
I want us to have like a website where you can just go
Steve
and
Dace
search.
Will play it?
Go to you search theblaze.com/J6videos. And then you can just click on, look at
why
these
wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
Just put it online.
Yeah.
Let all Americans have access to it.
And then you've got millions of citizen journalists that can say, all right, today I'm going to see what happened at the East entrance.
Right.
And then tomorrow I'm going to see, and let's find this stuff. Do you really want justice? That's just it. They don't.
They don't.
They don't want justice for the people that actually deserve it.
Not even the Republicans.
Instead, they just let the J6 protesters languish in prison, these political prisoners.
Let them be lied about continually and just keep going. Just keep doing what they do. Yeah, put it online. That's a great suggestion. And then, because, there's 14,000 hours. That's tough to get through. But if you let 330 million people have access to it, somebody's going to go through it, right? And discover something that nobody else has. Jeez. Jonathan Turley explained how Biden can put the impeachment inquiry to rest once and for all.
Well, the problem is that they're establishing this war room before a war. They could easily avoid an impeachment inquiry by simply asking the National Archives to release this information, for the president to release information from his own financial accounts, and that would really forestall the need to have an inquiry. It's only because they have been stonewalling that Congress has very little choice, in my view, but to move forward. Consider what Congress has right now. Even the media is now accepting that there has been an influence peddling operation conducted by Hunter Biden, by his uncle, and by others, worth tens of millions of dollars from foreign sources. The Washington Post recently admitted that the president has been lying about his son's business dealings in China. Devin Archer, an associate of Hunter, said that it was patently false what the president's been telling the public for years, that he had no knowledge of their business dealings. So what is Congress supposed to do? Now, if they go to an impeachment inquiry, they're going to win. If they go to court and demand these emails, demand the financial records, they're going to win. The Democrats went to court to insist on Trump's banking records. So the question I have again is, why set up a war room if you don't have to have a war? Why not be transparent? If all these emails are trivialities, then have them released and put it to rest. But right now, we've got $20 million or more passing through a labyrinth of accounts and shell corporations to Biden family members. The president benefits from that, right? He's a person that is worth more than $8 million. People at his age are usually trying to create financial legacies for their family. They're not trying to gather more money in their personal accounts. That's a benefit. But we also don't know if the president has gotten direct benefits. The Democrats are now arguing, okay, look, there was influence peddling, but it was an illusion. How do you know that? The obligation of Congress is to find answers to those questions.
Yeah. Some good points there. And he brings up the point, why not be transparent? This was the guy who said he was going to be more transparent than any American president in history.
That's what Obama said about his presidency, too. Isn't that cute?
That's cute.
Yeah,
it's adorable.
Well, he's got a lot going on. He just told us earlier.
Oh, that's right.
I got too much going on. I got to go to
busy.
Vietnam and India and whatnot. And stuff.
Probably stop at Ukraine for a while.
I can't be doing that.
No.
I don't have staffers that can get you my bank records or my emails and all my aliases.
No, I have to do that myself.
And so I just haven't had time. Maybe I can get to it. Maybe not.
Plus, I got another vacation.
Oh, yeah?
That starts in 5 minutes. Dang it. Dang it.
Is your vacation going to be in East Palestine, Ohio?
No.
You can show people how safe it is and how...
It's going to be in Delaware at my beach house, which is not a vacation home. I'm going to be working hard, but it's a working vacation.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Oh, he's been working hard, all right. School supplies, 25% higher this time.
Oh, good.
As opposed to this time last year.
It's not 50% higher.
Right.
Is it? That's the kind of great job he's been. Is it 1,000% higher? No, it's just 25% higher
than a year ago.
You're welcome, America.
And that was a year after he had, after the inflation had affected it for a year previous.
Right.
I swear we are in hell. Help us.
Yep. And aside from the Biden corruption, which we love, is there any doubt that Americans love a nice, corrupt president? I don't think there's any doubt. How about his age and mental issues? Yesterday, he was trying to convince his supporters that he's not too old to run for re-election.
Someone said, that Biden, he's getting old, man. I tell you what.
Somebody said that?
Well, guess what?
What?
Guess what?
What?
The only thing that comes with age is a little bit of wisdom.
Well, in Alzheimer's.
I've been doing this longer than anybody, and I guess what? I'm going to continue to do it with your help.
Please stop saying guess what.
I know, that's his new thing. I hate every one of his stupid little quirks. I can't stand it. Now, I don't hate him. I just hate his stupid little... I just dislike him.
Okay.
With all the intensity of 10 trillion white-hot burning suns.
I see.
But I do hate his quirks that don't jump, the fake jog, which he did again right before the speech. He did that little... If you're going to jog, go. Jog. Let's see you run.
Okay.
Run up to the stage. Bound up the stairs. But no, so he shuffles everywhere he goes.
Do you like his not a joke?
No, I hate his not a joke. I hate the guess what? I hate the whisper thing. Oh. And guess what?
Okay.
It's working.
Do you like his come on, man?
No.
You don't like that one?
No, I don't like that one.
Hey, Jack.
No, I don't. I don't like that. Nope, I hate that too. Jeez.
Oh, how about his? Oh, I love his blasphemous God's honest truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He likes that one too.
Especially when it's a lie.
I know. Can we go back to that clip? Look at this. Look at this. He got like 24 people dragged off the streets. Hey, you want to come and watch the old man babble for a few minutes? We need to make it look like people like him.
Wow.
Like Trump will show up at an event and there's bodies as far
everywhere
as you can see.
Yep.
Biden shows up and it's like, I don't know, can we get a couple of union people in here? Tell them we'll pay him double time.
And that's what happened.
Look, because that's what they're wearing, their union shirts. That's what happened. They went to the union people and said, "Hey, I know it's a holiday weekend. The old man's going to be up here in Philly, passing through. Can you please just show up and clap for him?
Act like you're excited to see him.
We'll give you 2 days off if you show up for an hour." That's exactly what happened.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like Iran. They're paying people to show up and be supportive or protest or whatever. Here he is explaining why he was traveling over the weekend because apparently, he can't go home, as we've mentioned.
Well, by the way, I'm here today just for one day. I know I'm on vacation. I'm not. I have no home to go to. The Secret Service has torn my house up in a good way to make it secure. So I have no place to go when I come to Delaware except here right now. I'm only here for one day.
Are you homeless?
No, I'm not homeless. I just have one home. I have a beautiful home. But I'm down here for the day because I can't go home.
Can't go home. How many homes do you have? And this is before they said that Jill had tested positive for COVID. So he probably just didn't want to say that. I don't know. But boy, if you're in Maui or Florida or Ohio and you hear this old guy complaining, I don't know. It's just like, which house do I go to? I can't really go right now.
By the way, I've got nowhere to go. I'm like Richard Gere in that movie that he did one time.
Okay.
Where he said, I got nowhere else to go. Okay, that's me now.
When do the Democrats ditch this clown?
I don't know that they will. I don't know. Ooh, I saw a frightening stat, though, today.
Oh, no.
Fox News had a stat about what would happen if Michelle Obama ran against him in the primary.
No.
Now, she won't do that. He would have to drop out for her to do. And she's said many times she's not interested and continues to back that up. So I hope it's accurate because I fear if she got into this race for some reason, people like her and she would win. And I can't understand it for the life of me, but she would win. Anyway, she would beat him in a primary 48-36. 48-36 against the sitting president. Wow. Amazing.
Next year's going to be absolutely insane and intense for this nation, like nothing we've ever experienced.
For sure. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
welcome. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Adrian Slade tweets, I don't have time to go to East Palestine. I literally have to go around the beach chairs.
Oh, yeah. He's got those chairs to sit in.
At the beach in Delaware.
Oh.
Yeah. Kenneth Parker tweets, if he admitted his house isn't a vacation house, but a work location, that gives us access to the visitor log.
Yes.
Sure should.
Great point.
Except we don't have access to either of the Delaware locations. Nancy's vodka-soaked dentures. Secret Service had to baby-proof the house for Joe. Can't have any sharp corners or uncovered outlets, can we? Face masks are for football.
Oh.
Tweets, I've seen more violence in movies. Release the tapes and let the chips fall where they may. Yeah. For January 6th, obviously. Yes. And if there are people to call out, let's call them out. If there are people who need to go to jail after we see the tapes, then, we put them in jail. We give them a fast and fair trial. And then come what may. David Cullip tweets, 14,000 hours of J6 videos. That's a show TV night at Jeffy's on Friday nights. A slow TV night, not a show TV night. That is a slow TV night. Because he watches everything that comes out. Mm-hmm. Everything, every time. Watches entire season. I don't know how he almost defies time itself because he spent so much of it watching these shows. How is it possible that you can see everything?
Seriously.
It's amazing, actually. It's amazing. All right, we had, I believe we had at least one more, Joe Biden.
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay.
No, we need to get on
we're going to talk about his mental prowess, which is incredible. And there are others in our government who have similar prowess. But here's the difference in how the press covers it when a Republican has a problem than when a Democrat does.
Oh, okay.
There's growing concerns about the health of Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell appeared to freeze again during a Q&A with reporters.
It's all raising additional questions about the fitness of the 81-year-old to lead Senate Republicans.
This fits into a category of a neurological spell.
I don't know. It just seems like he's
we agree with this, right?
In a way that might be problematic.
So his consciousness seems to have been altered.
He did have a history of polio as a child, so he's always had difficulty walking.
I don't want to be rude about it, but that's not somebody who just feels lightheaded.
Where he really seems to have lost the ability to communicate.
Senator John?
Okay, this is absolutely mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. It's something we talk about every day, but to see the absolute conclusive proof is pretty amazing. It's still shocking, isn't it? Because every day Biden does something along these lines. Mm-hmm. Every day he does something that you can't ignore and that we call out.
And Biden's not the only Democrat, as this montage goes on to show.
Okay. And by the way, I will mention we have called out Mitch McConnell as well.
Absolutely.
Both times this has happened and said, please
go away.
Go home. Go home and convalesce. Go home and recover if that's what you need. But you can't be the Senate minority leader in your condition. And how is it that a physician cleared him?
Yeah, he shouldn't even be a senator, much less the leader of a party.
No, he should not.
So there you go. There you see how they treat a Republican.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This shows how we will attack our side if similar things occur. It's not like we're just partisans. We want the best for this country. And if that means getting Mitch McConnell out of office, then that's what we're going to talk about. All right, let's see the rest of this. Unbelievable.
John Fetterman, his inspiring message for people who are simply too scared to ask for help.
The president has found him to be an impressive individual.
Fetterman's cognitive abilities have not been compromised.
We have a man who
was brave enough to talk about this.
Fetterman as a nominee at some point for president.
John is prepared right now to be an effective senator.
There is no sin in having a stroke.
There was such intense scrutiny, often ableist scrutiny.
I thought he was really good. I thought he knew what he was doing. I thought he was strong.
I think it takes real bravery to allow people to see your weakness.
Oh, thank you.
Anything in the Senate, he will have helped lives and inspired me forever because of this.
Hey, Bob Casey.
John Fetterman.
Seriously, I'm dumbfounded by it.
Yep. There's no double standard, though. They're just calling it like they see it, Pat.
Absolutely dumbfounded.
The 95.
I swear.
Yeah, he's clearly not compromised.
No.
As the 95 thing shows you. He's fine. There's no cognitive decline there. What are you talking about?
And he's an inspiration.
Oh, yes.
Honestly.
He should run for president. Is it time to start talking about John Fetterman for president?
I mean, he's had a good, 6 months in office experience up there in D.C.?
That's plenty.
He's ready.
That's plenty. He's ready.
Well, I mean, granted, the majority of that time was spent in
convalescing
a hospital.
In a hospital, right.
So,
right.
A couple months. What do you mean? That's about as much as Obama had before he became president, right? He's got this. Yeah, I mean, the inspiration, that John Fetterman guy.
Well, he's brave. Can you imagine the courage it takes to show his weakness to America? That's beautiful. It's beautiful and inspiring. Oh, man. I've got chills right now.
Yeah.
Because it's so
okay, I didn't
inspiring.
All right, I'm glad you admitted that
Go
because
ahead.
I wasn't going to.
Do you have a thrill up your leg, maybe, even?
Something's going on down there. I swear, I can't take this press, this government,
it's unbelievable.
this nation. We are in hell. We have the U.S. Capitol is a marble crypt at this point. And it's just what in this country right now is doing great. Anything healthy, anything. Point to anything. What do we got?
This show.
Yeah. Okay, this show.
This show right
This
here.
program.
Right here.
So from 6 to 8.
Yeah.
That's it.
Everything's fine from 6 to 8 Central Time.
Oh, Chris. We see you working in there.
Oh, man.
So frustrating, man.
I'll tell you this. It's no secret that we're in a culture war unlike anything we've ever seen before. We fight every day in our schools for our kids, in our churches for our morality and our freedom of religion, and in our politics to try to keep the left from turning the land of the free into a Marxist society. But how many of us fight every day with our finances? Constitution Wealth is a group of conservative wealth managers that understand even investing has become a battleground, and conservatives are losing it. Most conservatives' portfolios are currently funding the very morals and evils we fight against every single day, but you don't have to do that any longer. Because at Constitution Wealth, they believe in making financial decisions based on and influenced by personal convictions, passions, and your values. They want to return the voting power to their clients. They use funds and strategies that share their clients' values and use their influence to support our social beliefs. Constitution Wealth will support aligning your values with your financials because they understand you can greatly increase your portfolio when you invest using your core values and not just the numbers. They respect liberty and freedom, and they believe in helping people fulfill their God-given potential. Constitution Wealth is looking for like-minded people who are ready to invest and potentially change the financial landscape here in America. Book a free consultation today at constitutionwealth.com/Pat. constitutionwealth.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Meanwhile, Joe's likely challenger next November, Donald Trump, continues to gain support. Doesn't matter how many allegations you throw at him, how many charges, how many times you're going to indict him. He doesn't care, and neither do his supporters. One of Ron DeSantis' super PACs has jumped ship, though, and is now on board with Trump.
I swear.
Democrat strategist Donna Brazile says Trump isn't going away.
But I have to say something because, George, I'm old enough to say this. I've seen two movements outside of the social justice movements in my life on the political side. One was the Reagan movement. Reagan had a hold on his base, the country at large. They saw him as someone who was willing to stand up for American values, whatever that might have meant. Now, I thought it was reactionary. The other movement I saw was Barack Obama, hope and change. That galvanized the American people. I've never seen anything like this with Donald Trump. I mean, what doesn't kill you make you stronger? I mean, being convicted, being indicted, that's making him stronger. Raising $10 million using an ugly mugshot to raise money. This is a movement. And anyone who thinks that you can apply the old political rules to trying to defeat this candidate based on he's scary, he's ugly, whatever you might want to call him, this is a movement. And we have to respect the fact that it's a movement.
I'll also just She's getting hung up on ugly.
Yeah.
We got it. You don't think he's an attractive man. Let it go.
But this fits their narrative and their desire to just keep him off the ballots. That's their big goal right now because they're afraid they're going to lose to him. And so if they can keep him off the ballot, maybe they have a chance. Boy. Adam Schiff wants to keep him off the ballot. Check this out.
There's an argument circulating about whether the 14th Amendment that prohibits anyone, quote, engaged in insurrection or rebellion from holding public office bars Trump from running for president. Now, this hasn't been tested in our system before. Do you think, what is your thought on whether that's a valid argument?
Oh, of course he thinks.
I think it is a valid argument. The 14th Amendment, Section 3 is pretty clear. If you engage in acts of insurrection or rebellion against the government, or you give aid and comfort to those who do, you are disqualified from running.
He did neither.
It doesn't require that you be convicted of insurrection. It just requires that you have engaged in these acts. It's a disqualification from holding office again. And it fits Donald Trump to a T. I think this will be tested when a Secretary of State either refuses to put him on the ballot or puts him on the ballot and is challenged by a litigant. I would imagine it will go up to the Supreme Court, and that's the big question mark through all of this, which is what will the Supreme Court do? There are prominent constitutional scholars as well as prominent progressive scholars who believe that he should be disqualified, but will the court take that step ultimately? Only time will tell, but I do think it is a very legitimate issue. By the clear terms of the 14th Amendment, he should be disqualified from holding office.
That's amazing.
You're a nasty person.
I mean, they're just saying it. They're just saying what their strategy is, and that's to get him off ballots in as many states as they can. And if they can do that, obviously he loses.
If he's the nominee and he's kept off the ballot in one state,
there's going to be trouble. Serious trouble.
That's why I say 2024. Buckle up.
Be seriously ugly. And we're not advocating it. I'm not promoting that. We're just warning that could definitely be the result of it. You don't want none of this. Don't do it. Don't do it. But that's their plan. Yep. And they're telling us straight up, that's our plan. He's not saying that's our plan, but he just gave you the plan. He doesn't need to say it. He's showing it to you. Wow. Also, Nancy Pelosi out there dismissing people on the right.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how there's a certain element of the population who will just go for him. They're people we would probably never get. They don't share our values in terms of respect for the dignity and worth of every person and the rest.
Okay. All right. So we play that clip to show how she feels about those on the right in this country. We play the next clip as a contrast. So you got to see this next clip of Pelosi. Remember, she won't work with the right.
So we don't have shared values, but we have a shared planet, and we have to work with the Chinese to save the planet, because they're now, I think, the biggest emitter. If not us, they're second, and they're part of the solution in all this.
So she'll sit down with China, but screw you, MAGA types. I can't take this.
China.
Wow.
Can't take it. These people suck.
Well, she spelled it out pretty clearly there, too.
Can we talk about what she's wearing? That's really weird what she's wearing. She's too old to be wearing something like that.
Oh, I thought moths got in her closet, her wardrobe closet there. Let's see. Ooh.
You do a still shot?
What's happening there? Yeah, I don't need to see any of that.
That's what I'm saying. That's too much skin.
That's a
way
lot
showing. Way too much when you're showing all the age spots.
Yes, liver spots.
Oh, golly.
Spots.
No, thank you, hon. No, thanks.
Does this outfit, does it accentuate my liver spots, baby?
It does, yeah.
You like this?
Yeah, it does.
It highlights them.
Very, very sexy.
Oh, my gosh.
Some of the sexiest liver spots
Thank you.
I've maybe ever seen.
Oh, my gosh. Look at those pearls, liver spots, cleavage, arms, wrinkles.
Don't post that around the office, though.
No.
Then we'll get sued
Yes,
for
sexual
mocking
harassment.
Nancy Pelosi.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
But Paul's got good taste.
Doesn't he, though? Doesn't he?
Ugh.
Why are you gay?
Okay, I got it. So anyway, there you go. Willing to sit down with China, not willing to sit down with Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi, former Speaker of the House.
People like Pelosi, Biden, Mitch McConnell, John Fetterman, Dianne Feinstein, they just don't belong in positions of power. They belong in nursing homes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got to play this after the break. This is a great...
it's a clip from comedian Ryan Long.
Yes,
I think you're going to love it. We'll get to that coming up here in a minute. But there's just so much today to talk about.
Sure is.
That's what happens when you have a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
Everything just stacks up.
And we got to talk about, in many parts of the country already, this isn't brand new news for you, that masks are back. I mean, they are...
And this time, they're pissed.
But what's interesting, one of the clips that we have coming up here...
I love this.
Is
the study?
The Anthony Fauci on CNN?
Yeah, because he's presented with the latest, most comprehensive study to date on how effective masks are.
Okay, so we're going to get some new data on why you should put your mask back on.
Yes, we'll see. We'll see what the new data says. Fascinating. And he's challenged with it, which is great, because usually that doesn't happen. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thank you for being here with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter and Instagram, Threads, wherever. We're
Threads. Awesome. Threads.
It's picking up, okay?
Honestly.
It's picking up.
Oh my
God. Picking up?
It
is it?
Stop.
Is there just
what does that mean?
nonstop activity
Is it like
now?
Is it like the COVID chart?
No,
little bit of a blip.
What they did was they actually made Instagram and Threads connect, so you can see it both at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you like something on Instagram, then you can go ahead and follow on Threads. It's a lot easier.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me get right on that.
Sure.
Here I go. I'm logging in. Woo, okay.
Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page, youtube.com/Pat Gray. youtube.com/Pat Gray. And make sure you hit the bell to get notified when we got new content being published there for you. We'd also love for you to subscribe, rate, and leave a podcast review on iTunes. 5 stars, super appropriate. Pat Gray Unleashed on podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get. Rumble, wherever you get your podcast. And, of course, blazetv.com/Pat. And then you'll get the overtime that we do every day. Also, everybody else's overtime.
And Threads. Don't forget to follow us on Threads.
Right. Yeah.
Lot going on over there.
Yeah. But blazetv.com/Pat, the promo code PAT, P-A-T, only the one. I just use the one T. I don't waste a bunch of consonants like others in this building. And you'll get 10% off when you use that promo code. All right? All right. We've got some tweets here. Captain Sham tweets, just got to work and there's an uptick in mask wearing. May God have mercy on our souls.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're going to discuss that in just a minute here. Lawrence Rothschild, Joe Biden doesn't have COVID. It's a lie and ploy to start up the mask mandates again.
Okay.
Jimmy Dimples, Reagan was called the Teflon president. Nothing stuck to him. Trump's more like a seasoned pan. It sticks? Gives it more flavor.
Okay.
Carl Smith, I'm okay if a candidate or president shows he has weaknesses. What I'm waiting for is Joe to show some strength. Nice. Like that. So let's take a closer look, all right, at some of these old folks in Washington with comedian Ryan Long.
American politicians are some of the oldest in the world, and as relatives of those politicians know, you'll have to pry that power out of their cold, dead hands. That's where we come in. AMPO is a retirement home for politicians too old for literally anything else, but aren't quite ready to give up running the biggest economic and military power in the history of the world. At AMPO, we let you live the retirement life without actually having to retire. Whether you're a senator, congressperson, or the president, our assisted living facility allows those politicians to spend their twilight years gardening, lawn bowling, while still proposing complicated legislation regulating interstate and foreign commerce. They can knit, do arts and crafts, while still taking calls from Raytheon lobbyists on speakerphone at maximum volume. At AMPO, we have round-the-clock 24-hour assistance to help these politicians bathe, clothe themselves, and go to the bathroom, so there'll be no mess when making decisions on what democracy should be spread with an $800 billion a year annual military budget. Politicians don't like to give up their power, sometimes even at the detriment of their party, which is why we have on-site nurses, doctors, physicians, and pharmaceutical lobbyists. We make sure they take their medicine so profits can still be made on making sure the public takes theirs. We have money management professionals which take care of all of their accounting and bill payments, which can be a lot to handle for someone of their age, which will free up their time to focus on the fiscal policy of the $5 trillion budget of the United States of America. In the rare event your relative does need to leave the premises to vote on America's future, we have chauffeurs ready to go, as no sane person would let someone of that age drive themselves. We have tech professionals ready to go at all times to assist them in logging into their Facebook, using email, and explain to them what TikTok is and how it works before they cross-examine the heads of tech and prescribe legislation on those companies' interworkings, data collection, and censorship. We put a strong focus on your geriatric politician relatives' independence so they can keep their freedoms while deciding whether the American people get to keep theirs. So if your relative is a high-powered politician hell-bent on dying while still in power, AMPO is a place where they can have their cake and we can assist them in eating it too, without giving up the ability to run the free world.
That's good. That is, sadly, it's not even satire. It's really true. So we got that going for us.
Here we are, America.
Let me take just a minute and tell you about some bed sheets that you must have. You know, traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat. Isn't that great news?
Ugh.
It's just nasty. Ugh. So that's why it's so great to have these self-cooling, self-cleaning sheets. And you're just going to have so much more comfort than your present run-of-the-mill sheets provide. Uses silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA. Miracle-made sheets are thermoregulating, and they're designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every night. They're luxurious. They feel great, like 5-star hotel sheets. You're never going to want to go back if you try these Miracle sheets. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat. Try it today. I love these sheets. They are fantastic. I've become kind of a sheet snob, and anything less than these Miracle sheets, just not acceptable anymore. Whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use the promo code PAT at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. They're so confident in their product that it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep right now with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat. Use some promo code PAT and claim your free 3-piece towel set and save 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Pat to treat yourself.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Elon Musk said yesterday that the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, they pushed X or Twitter to shut down the popular Libs of TikTok account. Wait, why is the ADL trying to get Libs of TikTok banned from Twitter? Wait, that has nothing to do with anti-Semitism. When did the ADL just become? Well, it's been there forever. Yeah. They're not about anti-Semitism anymore. They're really not. They're about supporting the left. They're about left-wing causes. Babylon Bee writer Ashley St. Clair wrote, I'm old enough to remember when the ADL smeared Libs of TikTok founder Shia Raichik, an Orthodox Jewish woman, as anti-LGBTQ. ADL has pushed us hard to shut down accounts like Shia's, even though it has nothing to do with anti-Semitism, which is their supposed charter, according to Musk. So somebody wrote this: Dear Elon, please consider releasing all communications and providing full transparency on the ADL and all other organizations who have pushed to censor certain accounts on Twitter /X. Sincerely, thousands of users who have been suspended, throttled, silenced, and shadow banned. Such a great idea. And he said he'd consider it, which he should. I mean, he should absolutely do more than consider it. Let's see all these people who are trying to shut down free speech. And let's see what the ADL is really all about now, because it's certainly not anti-Semitism. They're certainly not trying to protect Jews anymore.
Right.
I mean, that's just BS. And it should be called out. So please do it. Let's be transparent. Then we got this shocking video from Mexico. There was a gender reveal party there. Ugh, man, this is sad. And here's what happened.
Watch that airplane coming over here. So it drops the pink confetti, and then the wing just breaks.
Oh, man.
And everyone's oblivious because they're, happy for the couple.
Right. That's weird.
Yeah, the pilot died, yeah. So the
wing just fell off.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Also in Mexico, a bunch of parents got together and set fire to textbooks.
This is good.
They said we're infected with the virus of communism.
Yes!
Okay.
I love it when parents push back. Look at all those textbooks. Gonna have a little bonfire here. Look at it, dousing it with.
They'll, of course, be called Nazis. Burning books.
Look at that.
Look
Good
at that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yay. Now, see, I want to see American parents do that. Take their kids' textbooks, put them in a big pile, town square, and then light them aflame. So that's good. I'm glad to see there's still some common sense out there in the world and pushing back on communism being force-fed into their children's brains.
We know where in Mexico that is?
No, some
just
place in Mexico.
Somewhere in Mexico.
Pat, I don't
all right.
really know. I can find out.
And remember the kid last week with the Gadsden flag patch? Here's the perfect cartoon.
Look at there. See, you can allow
Black
all
Lives
of
Matter.
these. All these flags are allowed
all the
in
rainbow
classrooms.
flags.
But that little patch.
That's great.
Little patch, not
acceptable.
Not gonna fly here.
No, we can't allow that. We've got some rules about patches. Okay. They have to be left wing, or you're going to be suspended.
Agua calientes.
Oh, that was good.
Right, nice.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Me too. It was right on the tip of my tongue.
Calientes stuff.
Speaking of gender madness, here's a trans person having a meltdown that broke the internet.
Yeah, you're not going to get through this, I would surmise, but let's see.
Really?
I mean, it's 2 minutes and 46 seconds long.
Ooh, I can almost guarantee we're not going to get through
this
it.
Is the absurdity of the trans movement.
Okay.
Absolute insanity.
Honestly, don't know what to do, but
yeah, you're mental. You're mental.
A really bad experience.
She had a bad, or
Basically, I was just getting a drink at the bar, and they called both Azul and I ladies after they were done.
They called us ladies.
I went up and I was like, some people don't refer to themselves as ladies, but it's okay that you didn't know. And in a gay bar, so we should feel safe. Bad turned her
Pause it
around.
for a sec. Okay, is she serious though?
Oh, this is totally
Are
serious.
you sure this is serious?
Yeah.
Because we've been scammed on this stuff before.
No, he was at a gay bar.
Okay.
And
he was called a lady. Isn't that what he identifies as?
And he I don't.
No, this is non-binary.
So
they're both
lady.
non-binaries.
So he dressed like this, looks like this, but you're not supposed to call him a lady.
No.
And she felt safe because she was at a gay bar. If anybody's gonna treat her with respect,
it's the people at the gay bar.
Or him. I'm
him
so
or her,
torn.
whatever.
I don't know what to say.
Okay,
here.
let's see more.
So mad at me, and they took the drink away from my wife and I.
Your
at
wife.
the bar, because he was like, "Are you serious? You're doing the same thing to me. How?" And then they kicked us out.
Yeah, good.
Oh no.
That was gonna happen. How am I supposed to feel? This was the first time that I've told somebody I felt brave enough to tell somebody my identity. I just wanted to let him know, and I told him it's okay.
Pause
that
it
he
again.
didn't-
I'm so confused by this person. Now, okay, you went to a gay bar.
Right.
You have a wife.
Okay.
So you're with a woman. Right?
Is that the woman?
No.
Is that behind her?
Azul is a dude that identifies as
Yeah.
a girl that identifies as a dude.
Come on, Pat, keep up.
Girl that identifies.
That's
which
a-
one?
that's
the
Azul
person
behind
talking?
You'll see Azul behind her.
Okay, Azul is a guy.
Yeah.
Identifies a guy.
Identifies as a guy,
Yes.
but is
Okay.
actually a
A woman.
Okay.
And but this is a woman who is really a man, right? The person crying now.
That I don't know.
That's
I don't
what
know
everyone's
because
trying to figure
everybody's
out.
trying to figure out if this person. I feel like it's a woman because no man, even in therapy, will cry that much for something that happened.
Wow, this is confusing.
So,
All right.
so yeah, this individual went to the bar and just doesn't like that they're called ladies, and then
Okay.
decided to tell the world about it through the tears.
Right.
Still mad at me for being myself.
Oh,
And for my wife being themselves.
Themselves.
Just hurt.
It hurt.
It hurt.
So fast. And I tried talking to the other person. He came over and was like, "What's going on?" It was another straight white man. When I told him he's just not respecting our identity, and I don't understand why.
It was a gay white
And he
man,
was
by the
like,
way,
You know
so
what? Just leave.
You're wrong there, lady.
Out of a bar. Technically supposed to be a queer bar, but it's just gay white men.
Yes.
Oh my god, it was supposed to
Yes.
be a positive experience. I felt so embarrassed.
Seriously, you shouldn't go out in public if you can't handle
I want to let you know
something
that
so
I'm
trivial.
blinking furious and livid.
know.
Azul weighed in there.
I know, it's so bad.
I got news for you. The
Imagine
embarrassment
if
was
I
the
didn't
video.
accept you for just being gay, dude. Are you serious? And he's told me I'm being a gentleman, calling you a lady. That's
Yeah,
not something bad. I'm just sharing that part, and I just wanted you to be like, okay, sorry.
What would you like?
What would you like to hear? And it's not like we even talk a lot. It felt like a dad yelling at you. Oh my god.
Yeah, maybe your dad should have yelled
Seriously,
at you.
I mean,
You wouldn't have ended up here.
Yeah.
he, she, they
I'm gonna have
need
some
help.
water, and I'm okay.
Seriously,
oh, good,
need
you're
help.
okay. Oh, I was wondering. I was really stressing for you.
One more thing that I wanted to add is that
oh.
he yelled at my wife and told them that he sees us as ladies, and so he will always refer to us as ladies.
Yeah.
Bye. And at the end of the day, transphobia within the community is so disgusting.
My gosh.
You are mentally ill.
Yes,
I'm
seriously.
sorry.
Seriously messed up.
Good job by the guy at the bar, running the bar there,
Mm.
saying, "Get out. I can't with this."
Wow. That is unbelievable.
That is one undisciplined child.
What are we supposed to do in this society with people who are clearly disturbed mentally? And we're just supposed to ignore that and say, yeah, that's all normal. You should be that upset by a guy saying ladies. Come on. There's no way to survive this if we don't get a grip here pretty soon. We need to get a grip on ourselves. It's embarrassing and it's harmful and it's killing our society.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you're the problem.
Maybe. Yeah. Should we maybe consider that? The people with the mental illnesses are the problem, not the rest of us.
But that's how you make a difference. The guy behind the bar, one of these encounters at a time. Take a stand. It's like with the masks. Take a stand where you are, and if it happens across the board, then before long, maybe this insanity stops. Maybe.
I also love how this person does not know how good they have it, where they can literally go on social media and complain and cry and still be alive.
So
and still be alive because of someone called me something.
She says it was so embarrassing. Yeah, well, you didn't know embarrassing until you made that video to share with everyone on the planet.
Yep.
That's embarrassment. A little moment at the bar where someone actually gave you the what to for. That, I swear, we are adrift. This nation is...
It has to stop.
Lost at sea.
It really does have to stop. And let me tell you about Raycon earbuds. They're everyday earbuds. Look, feel, and sound better than ever. With optimized gel tips in a range of sizes for the perfect in-ear fit. That's why they stay in your ears, unlike others that just fall out and get so frustrating. These earbuds are really comfortable, and they will not budge. Raycons give you 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 78,000 five-star reviews, and they're priced just right. You get the quality audio at half the price of other premium brands. I love these. I love the noise isolation, the awareness mode, high fidelity audio features. They're fantastic. They stay in your ears. They sound great. And you pay a lot less for them. About half the price again. School's back in session now, which means Raycon is having their annual back-to-school sale. For a limited time only, go to buyraycon.com/gray and get 20% off site-wide. 20% off, plus free shipping. That's buyraycon.com/gray and get 20% off. Buyraycon.com/gray.
Pat Gray.
All right. One more little piece of transgenderism to share with you today. Keith Olbermann's still out there.
Wow, is that right?
Yeah.
Is this
he's
confirmed?
still alive. It's confirmed. Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently
does some sort of internet thing.
Yeah, he's still putting clips up on the internet.
From his apartment that he makes sure we all know overlooks Central Park.
Right, because he does it out on the balcony.
It's time for the worst person in the world. Does he? Is that still a thing with him, or?
I don't know.
So yeah, he had some tweet, right?
Yeah, put out a tweet over the weekend where he called out swimmer Riley Gaines. Here's the tweet. Do we have the tweet?
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay, yeah, and there it is. Second team all-conference, happily for nasty, stupid, unsuccessful transphobe Riley Gaines. She has no reputation to ruin. Anywho, that's brilliant. Don't forget to listen to the Countdown podcast because Trump also sucks. That's what he tweeted out.
Okay.
So Riley Gaines responded.
Good writing there.
Yeah. He's brilliant.
All right, Keith, as I was getting my All-SEC first team honors down to show you, I dropped it. And I broke it, which would be really unfortunate if I didn't have more of those, but lucky for me, I do. So let's go through it. SEC title, second in the country. This is my SEC Community Service Leader of the Year award, which actually got me a lot of money. Oh, another SEC title, an NCAA trophy. Oh, look, SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year. Believe it or not, I'm pretty smart. Another SEC title, another NCAA trophy. Oh, that's when we won an SEC championship as a team. Some more SEC honors. Oh, look, another one. That's when I broke the 200 butterfly record, the SEC record, which I still hold, making me one of the fastest Americans of all time. And so, Keith, I would be really sad if I broke this trying to prove a point to an old man who can't even seem to keep a job. But I've got more of these, so I'm not. Thanks, Keith.
There you go.
That's a great response.
Sure is. I hate it that her little trophy thing broke there, because she was doing that for Keith
that
Olbermann.
That sucks. But
Mr. Bush, you're a fascist. Get them to print you a T-shirt with fascist on it.
But nobody will ever outdo that, right? Because he had the T-shirt thing. Get him to print you a T-shirt with the word fascist on it.
Can we get Riley Gaines' follower numbers above Keith Olbermann? I'd really like to see that. She's at 757,000. He is at 983,000.
And he's had quite a
head start.
Sure
has. Great point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been around since, the late 90s on ESPN, when he was actually, coupled with Dan Patrick, and they were a decent duo back in the day. But then he started getting political and showing his stupidity. So it's been downhill ever since with Keith Olbermann. But apparently he does have a place that overlooks Central Park. So congratulations on that, Keith. That's great. Also, Vladimir Putin put the Doomsday Satan II nuclear weapon that can sink Britain on combat duty for the first time.
All right.
The unstoppable 15,880 miles per hour intercontinental missile system, known to Russians as the Sarmat, is the size of a 14-story tower block.
Okay.
Wow, that's big.
That is big.
That's big. And now it's on combat duty for the first time ever. That was the big announcement over the weekend from the Russian Space Agency. So
everything seems to be working out well.
Everything's fine. Yeah, there's nothing to worry about there. Let's get more deeply enmeshed in this nonsense in Ukraine. That would really be helpful, I think, wouldn't it?
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yeah. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Now that we got Labor Day behind us, it's fall, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm ready for the fall temperatures.
Really? You don't want the 101 degrees we're going to get today here in Dallas?
I do not want that, nor do I want 106 tomorrow and 108 on Wednesday or whatever it's going to be.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. I think we got 4 days here
That's it,
that are going to be 100 plus.
Then it's going to get cold.
Then it's going to be, downright frosty. A week from today, 86 is the predicted high. 86! So, along with the autumn temperatures come autumn cookies from Kexi. Kexi.com. We got our new fall menu with the pumpkin spice, which is, mandatory. Pumpkin-based cookie with vanilla chips and a brown butter frosting. Delicious. The s'mores, one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. The s'mores and the pumpkin spice.
So good.
I enjoyed all weekend long.
It has a marshmallow fluff center, the chocolate chips drizzled with chocolate, topped with marshmallows, and then the caramel apple pie. Did you try that?
I don't know that I had
caramel
that
apple pie, made with apple cider, our delicious homemade caramel.
Yeah.
And for nut lovers, the maple pecan is really, really good, too.
That's my favorite so far.
So, that's your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah?
As you were describing, though...
Kexi.com, Keksi.com. Try it out.
I think the word drizzled doesn't get used enough in describing food, because that kind of always gets me...
Yeah,
hooked.
me too.
You say the word drizzled,
mm-hmm.
and I got to eat it. So
I'm very partial to drizzling, especially if chocolate's involved in the drizzle, All right. We gotta share this thing from BlackRock that is making the rounds. I'm not sure if that just happened or if it was from a little while ago, but they had a conference where Larry Fink was speaking. He's the head of BlackRock, and it's fascinating to me to listen to these people who just tell us what their plan is and how they're doing it. And what is happening to us, and then they try to make it like it's a good thing. Like we're saving the world with this stuff, with this diversity thing that we're forcing people, we're jamming it down corporations' throats, or they don't get any money at all. It's amazing. Listen to this. He was asked a question at this little conference, and here's his response.
You now make a point of that's an investment criteria for you.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies.
Okay, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing they're they're emphasizing.
You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors.
You have to force behaviors. And at BlackRock, we're forcing behaviors.
4% of the incoming class are women.
Mm-hmm.
We
They forced it.
4 more points in terms of diverse employment this year.
Good.
What we're doing internally is if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted, okay?
Ooh. We're doing the same thing.
And so
the guy beside him is doing the same thing.
Force behaviors.
You have to force behaviors. How do you force behaviors? You don't. That's how. Force is the plan of Satan. You might recognize that as the guy who wanted to force people to do the right thing. It is Antichrist. It is the opposite of God's plan for us. And it's the opposite of everything this nation was founded on and stands for. We got to stand up to this. This ESG situation, this diversity and equity garbage. You're going to force behavior? Huh. Okay. Well, good. Good luck. What evil bastards these people are. And they don't care that you know. They don't care. Because they think it's gone too far and we can't do anything about it anyway. If you want to be employed, like you said, you want to continue to make your money, you will comply. We're going to force you into it. And there's nothing you can do about it. Or you're not going to be paid.
Yeah. And one of the insidious things that BlackRock does, obviously they go and they purchase all of these homes, which overinflates the prices for homes and markets. And then they're outpriced for young couples that maybe are trying to buy their first home because BlackRock has gone in there and done this. And
that's great.
I know that's not news to everybody, but one thing that Robert Kennedy just made a video, ironically enough, about this, saying that these government loans need to not be available to companies, just to individuals, and that would bring the prices down if you stop making these. It's just common sense, right?
But it's force all the way around. It's force in business. It's force from the government. The government is going to try to force us again to wear masks. Again, force is the tool of Satan. That is not the way to go in the United States of America or anywhere else, but especially here, where we've been founded on the principles of freedom and choice, free will. Listen to what these people are saying. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. BlackRock maintains what? 10 billion? I've heard much more than that, but they have at least $10 trillion worth of assets. 10 trillion. I've heard stats that go much higher than that, like 4 or 5 times higher than that. But they're powerful. They've got a lot of money, a lot of sway, and I guess the official number is 8 trillion. Yeah, I think it's much more than that.
But yeah, I mean, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, I mean, those are the companies that run the show. Isn't it fun?
And they're forcing your behavior. Good luck with that. So now New York City Health Department is recommending masks again for residents. They're not forcing yet, but that's coming.
Get out my face.
It sure happened last time. Will New Yorkers conform? I bet they do.
Oh, gosh. You know what? My gosh, New York. You talk about a lost city. So they are bringing in this school year 19,000 illegals. Good job, Greg Abbott. And they're relaxing the vaccination requirements.
Oh, are they?
Huh.
That's interesting.
For the illegals.
For the illegals.
But not for the residents of New York City.
How bizarre. How bizarre is that?
Because, I mean, it's for your health, right?
Yeah, which is weird because is the health different for the illegals than it is for the citizens? Do they have a lot of different body chemistry and DNA and they're not human or something.
And don't be confused. I'm not talking about the COVID vaccine. I'm talking about
Any
the
vaccine.
vaccination schedule that is worshipped on the left.
Right.
I'm talking about all the vaccines. The illegals are like,
because if you're in the United States and you try to go to public school, you have to be caught up on all your vaccinations, right? The tetanus, the diphtheria, the rubella, all that stuff. Measles. All of it you have to be vaccinated for.
I mean, it's not like they're
or
coming
you don't get
from
in.
third world countries or something like that.
Yeah, that's the good thing. That's the good thing. So we got that going for us. So Anthony Fauci was on CNN yesterday where he was actually trying to push the mask mandate on us again.
Bro.
CNN actually pushed back. Watch this.
Totally understood. There is a perception out there by many, how many I don't know, that they don't work and that the data concludes that they didn't work in the first go-round. Respond to that on masks.
Yeah, well, that's not so. I mean, when
Yes, it
you're
is
talking
so.
about at the population level, that the data are
Pause it
less
for a second.
strong.
What do you mean when you're talking about at the population level? What the hell else would we be talking about? What other level is there where you're talking about vaccines?
It's 3 minutes of gobbledygook.
It's so weird. At the population level, what else would we be where we're talking about non-inhabited areas?
Well, no, he goes on to try to explain. I mean, you're a simple-minded plebe.
That's
okay?
true. That's
so
true.
He wants to explain this to
Let's hear it.
Okay.
About at the population level, that the data are less strong than knowing that if you look on a situation as an individual protecting themselves or protecting them from spreading it, there's no doubt that masks work.
So pause that now.
No. By the way, that's not true. But, okay.
Right.
So at the population level, if you're considering, I guess, the entire population, the collective, it doesn't work. But on an individual basis, it does?
That makes no sense at all.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because a collection of individual data makes the overall data. You moron, you little troll, this guy.
That's bizarre.
He is.
I represent science.
Yeah, you do. And Smirkanish doesn't let him off the hook. This is incredible.
All right, let's see it.
Different percentages of advantage of wearing it, but there's no doubt that the weight of the studies, and there have been many studies, indicate the benefit of wearing masks.
Show them to us.
I'm going to refer to one of them. You've heard about it before. I heard about it from a number of radio callers. Brett Stevens in the Times talked about Cochrane. Put that on the screen. The most rigorous and comprehensive analysis of scientific studies conducted on the efficacy of masks for reducing the spread of respiratory illness, including COVID-19, was published last month. Its conclusions, said Tom Jefferson, the Oxford epidemiologist who is the lead author, were unambiguous. There is just no evidence that masks, make any difference. He told the journalist Mayan Damasi, full stop. But wait, hold on. What about the N95 masks as opposed to the lower quality surgical or cloth masks? Makes no difference. None of it, he said. Well, what about the studies that initially persuaded policymakers to impose mask mandates? They were convinced by non-randomized studies, flawed observational studies. How do we get beyond that finding of that particular review?
Right.
Yeah, but there are other studies, Michael, that show at an individual level, when you're talking about the effect on the epidemic or the pandemic as a whole, the data are less strong. But when you talk about it as an individual basis of someone protecting themselves or protecting themselves from spreading it to others, there's no doubt that there are many studies that show that
protecting themselves from spreading it to others.
Okay.
No, what are you talking? No, the whole thing you pushed was that you were protecting others, not yourself. What do you mean?
Yeah.
They just can't get this straight because what they're saying is a lie, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
it doesn't make a bit of sense.
And if we let this clip play out, then you'll see that 2023 Anthony Fauci is arguing with 2020 Anthony Fauci.
Okay.
That there are many studies that show that there is an advantage. When you took at the broad population level, like the Cochrane study, the data are less firm with regard to the effect on the overall pandemic.
Such BS.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about an individual's effect on their own safety. That's a bit different than the broad population level. right now people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet.
On the individual
But it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often
it's not
there are
protecting them at
unintended
all.
consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask and they keep touching their face.
And can you get some schmutz sort of staying inside there?
Of course. But when you think masks, you should think of healthcare providers needing them and people who are ill.
Okay. It's unbelievable. I mean,
why do we still have to listen to him? Tom?
I don't know.
Why is he still out there?
I don't know.
Why don't you take your awesome pension and go away? Honestly, dude should be in a federal prison at the very least.
Seriously. He's been scamming us for 3 years.
For
lying to us.
40 years.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could go back a long way. Wow, that is unbelievable. 888-900-3393. Did you know that every day Preborn's network of clinics experience 200 miracles? How do they do that? Well, Preborn gives women with unplanned pregnancies a window into their womb through free ultrasounds, introducing them to the beautiful life growing inside. Once she meets her child inside her womb and hears their heartbeat, the chance of her baby's life doubles. Because of the generosity of you who donate just $28 to sponsor an ultrasound, Preborn can do this. The cost of a dinner, actually less depending on where you go, but $28. All gifts are tax deductible and go entirely to saving babies. Someday you may meet a baby that you rescued. You can give them a hug, or maybe they'll give you one. Maybe they'll even save your life as they grow and pursue meaningful careers. Who knows? Maybe a baby that is saved here cures cancer or brings about world peace. Who knows? One thing is for sure, though, you'll never regret saving a child's life because life is a miracle. So please donate your best gift today. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat. That's preborn.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, so we got the conflicting messages from Anthony Fauci, as always. Jeez. And I love the fact that he doesn't even address this particular study. Yeah, but there's other studies. Yeah, and they address the other studies. They were inaccurate. And not even the N95 mask makes any difference. Jeez.
Boy.
Little to no difference at all could they discern in this study. The most comprehensive so far.
I mean, that's a good sign if Anthony Fauci and his fear tactics have lost CNN.
Yeah, isn't it?
Maybe that'll be helpful as we move forward over the next weeks and months.
And this might be a good time to remind everybody how those masks are made.
Oh, yeah.
We've showed you this a few
Look
times.
Look at that.
You're going to
sanitary.
Feel really good about wearing them after you see this,
All
don't
right.
you?
Let me have one from that pile on the floor, please.
Yeah, the one that's been stepped on.
Yeah, look at that.
By the bare feet.
All right, right next to us. I want that one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you.
That's nice.
They
feels
smell
good.
like feet, man.
And that's why.
Now
you know why.
Yep, there we go. So don't forget to keep this bookmarked on your phone so that you can show people as you start going into places.
When they're telling you, you should be wearing a mask. Really?
Yeah.
You want to see those being made? Here you go. No, they'll be excited. They'll love it.
That's good
Look
right
at
there.
that. Jeez.
I swear.
And here's another one showing us how the PCR tests are packaged.
Yeah.
You'll feel good about these.
All right.
Too.
Because we've seen these on the floor somewhere else, and now we got them here on the floor.
Okay.
Just
stacked nicely.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's on a table. That's a step up from the floor. Well,
everything's organized
and clean.
I mean,
that's the thing. I love how you see them get ready to do the test, and they open up the package like it's hermetically sealed, and you're like, oh yeah, it's clean. Yeah, it's where it originated there. We can't be doing tests. That's the thing.
Yeah, forget the test.
Don't do your test, because what happens is every positive test gives these tyrants a statistic, gives them a number to go, see, look at the caseload. It's gone up. All these people, we're going to have to crack down. You're going to have to wear your mask. You have to get the vaccine mandates going again.
You know what we have to do is at least the 15 days to slow the curve. That's what we have to do. Let's just start at 15 days to slow the curve. Can we do that?
Okay.
Would that be so bad? Can you just take 2 weeks out of your life to slow the curve, please? By all that is holy.
Yeah.
Can you do that for me?
Yeah. And by the way, at the University of Michigan, they have students now that the policy is that if you test positive for COVID, then you have to spend 5 days off campus. Well, okay, you're a college kid. You're like, oh, well, let me just reach into my back pocket and get a hotel room stay for 5 days. I mean, it's insanity. And these places like Michigan and New York, you're going down this dangerous road again. You're giving in to the tyrants. Don't. Oh, it's so frustrating. And I'm telling you, don't test. I mean, remember when they gave Trump crap because he said slow down the testing? That's what he meant. Don't give them these data points to control your life. Oh, it's so frustrating, man. It really is.
And speaking of our health situation in this country, this weekend there are some weird rumors swirling around about an Ebola-like illness at Burning Man in the Nevada desert.
This was crazy. Chris, you were following this all weekend, right?
I was. This is wild.
There were some reports that FEMA had moved in.
Yeah, there was. And an outbreak of Ebola. And then the flooding from God.
And they wouldn't let 73,000 people leave.
Nope.
Because
no one was allowed to leave.
It started to rain. It rained really hard. They got 0.8 inches, which is as much as they normally get in 3 months. They got in 1 day. So that's a lot. In the desert in Nevada, that's a ton. 0.8 inches doesn't sound like anything because we can get that in an hour here. But there, it's a lot, and it just made everything a mud hole. The whole basin just became mud.
There was no food, nobody to clean the porta-johns.
Do we have the photo of that? Where maybe I saw that on Fox. There's traffic trying to leave, and there's a huge line of cars just stuck.
Yeah.
Stuck in the mud, and they can't go anywhere because they're stuck solid.
Forever.
So the rumors were rampant all weekend long that, oh my gosh, there's a plague going on. Some guy's dead. They said that some guy was half eaten. I mean, it was ridiculous, man. And then, of course, somebody else said, yeah, he's been posting on Instagram or whatever. I don't think anyway, it was.
So he wasn't even dead?
No, it was just crazy.
He was definitely not eaten, right?
Yes, no.
They did not eat him at Burning Man?
Now that I can't confirm.
Okay.
So then some lady gets online and makes this video that she's since taken down.
Oh.
But she claims to be a doctor at like the medical facility there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's what she said.
Hey, could you please stop? Could you guys stop with all of this nonsense? I am here on the playa at my hospital, and everybody's okay. There is no Ebola. Someone said somebody tested positive for Ebola. We don't even have the capability to run a CBC. You think we're going to do Ebola?
Think you're going to do Ebola?
Probably some sort of send out.
I don't know.
The send out.
FEMA's not here. Ebola's not here. We are all having a good time.
FEMA's not there.
And in fact, the man.
How do you know Ebola's not there?
See right out
you
there
can't test for
is
it.
burning tonight at 9:30.
Oh, so that was
We're
last night.
burners, come rain or shine.
Okay.
We actually have all been having a pretty decent time.
Yeah.
Can't speak for everyone, but I can speak
Well, you
for
just
the
did.
people at the hospital and the people that I'm surrounded by,
Okay.
which is a pretty large chunk of the city, and we're all okay. We're going to burn the man tonight.
Burn the man.
It's going to be a blast. We're all okay.
They're all okay. She can't speak for everybody, but she does multiple times.
Look at that. Look at her.
They're all okay.
You trust her, right? I mean, that's a doctor right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a doctor, Pat.
I bet she is. I'll just bet she is. Well, they're all okay, so don't worry about it. You know, they're so okay that Chris Rock
Thank you for saying that.
walked 6 miles through the mud to get to a highway where he could hitchhike
get me out
to
of here.
safety.
Yeah.
And he did.
In the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
What
That's
a-
how okay everybody is.
I got a story to tell. That driver of that truck does.
It's great.
That is something else.
Can you imagine driving down the highway and you see Chris Rock and DJ somebody or other?
Yeah.
And you're like, that looks like Chris Rock and DJ somebody or other. I'm going to pull over and see if they want to ride.
Yep.
Yeah, they hop in the back of his pickup, and he takes them away. So good for him.
So that's interesting, though. That I don't keep up with the BlackRock city desert weather, but it's interesting that this once in a blue moon rainstorm would hit when these hedonists are out there doing their thing. Sorry to interrupt your orgy.
I guess it was really nice and cool there, too, in the Nevada desert.
Yeah, the 50s, 60s, yeah.
50s and 60s?
Yeah. I think those
global
people were
warming.
Absolutely miserable. And I'm happy for that.
That's a lot of people, though. 73,000 people at that thing. Wow.
Does ivermectin cure Ebola?
Yes.
Does it really?
And so does hydrochloroquine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, there was a federal court ruling. Another Donald Trump judge came through and said that a lawsuit against the FDA for these doctors can proceed because the FDA said it's horse-based.
Awesome.
So that's silver lining there.
All right, we still got overtime. Share with you coming up, and then we'll see you back here tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.